Hello Year 9 and welcome to a video on exercise 703. The main purpose of this video is to show you how to do your working, because I don't want to see just an answer. So I'm going to set up the answers for you and by showing you what we do for working. Basically with equation problems we're looking for an equation that you can get from the statement and then work to solution. So sometimes we've got to be careful with the wording. So let's have a look. When x is subtracted from 4 times a certain number. Now we're going to take a certain number to mean x. So we're dealing with 4x. 4 times a certain number is 4x. You could put 4 in if you want, but we'll just go with 4x. Now this 7 is subtracted from 4 times a certain number does not mean this. That's 4 times a certain number subtracted from 7. So that's the first trap. 7 is subtracted from 4 times a certain number. And the answer is 37. So that's the first step you're working out. There's our equation. 7 is subtracted from 4 times a certain number. The answer is 37. Now I think you'll be able to work it out from here then, using the ways we've done before with simplifying, so you get to x equals something. So we'll need 2 steps before you get to x equals and the answer. So that's the working out for that one. Question 3, 2/3 of a number, so we're going to go with x again. And what is that number? So we're going to find out what x equals. 2/3 of a number. Now the best way to write that in algebra is this. 2x over 3 equals 16. That's the first step. That's the way you put 2/3 of a number. You can do it this way if you really want. 2/3 of a number equals 16, but not quite used to seeing it that way in algebra. That's the more common way you write it. So we're going to go with that one. So that's the first step you're working. This one also is only 2 steps to get to the answer. So multiply by 3, divide by 2. We'll get you next step, x equals something. And that's how you do that one. And as we go along, actually this one's a little bit trickier than this one, but as we go along they can get a bit tricky. Length of a rectangle is 7 centimetres longer than its width. Now I'm going to make length as L and width as W. And it says the length of a rectangle is 7 centimetres longer than its width. So first bit of working out, length equals the width plus 7. That's the first bit because it says the length is 7 centimetres longer than the width. Okay, next bit, the width of a rectangle, width W. Okay, so we got that. W is a width. Write an equation for W if the perimeter of the rectangle is 94. Okay, so we need to remember that the perimeter is 2 times the length, because we're dealing with a rectangle here. You don't need to put this in your working. Length, width, width. So we need 2 lengths and 2 widths equals how much? 94. So all this is here should be in your working. Now we can't get an answer while that's there. We've got to work it so there's just one variable, and that variable has got to be W. So we're going to put in here, instead of L, we're going to put this, W plus 7. And when we do that, we've got just W's. So 2 times the length, which is that, 2 times W plus 7 plus 2w equals 94. So now we can get an answer because we've just got w's. Expand that to 2w plus 14 plus another 2w equals, w equals, fix up my w, 94. 2w plus 14 plus another 2w equals 94. Then I think you probably just need 2 steps maybe to get to the point where you've got w equals. So you need to show all this and then get to the point where you've got w equals. Find an equation for w. Okay, and then that's part A. So once we know what the width is, find an equation for w. Well, that means just simplifying this. Let's do that. 2w plus 2w is 4w plus 14 equals 94. That's the answer to part A. Part B, so part A answers here. Part B, once we've got, we need to work out, solve this to work out what w is. And once we know what w is, we can work out what the length is. Because if w is worth something, you divide what's left because the length is going to be the same. So then you work out what the width is, w, from here, simplify that, and from that you can work out what the length is. Okay. A little bit trickier than the first couple of questions. Okay, so question 8. A. Find the value of y. And we've got this thing. Now these are two parallel lines. And it's clue there, these are alternate angles. And you may remember, hopefully you do, that alternate angles are equal. So we've got 5y plus 9, I've got that from here, equals 7y plus 19. That's the angle here. 5y plus 9 equals 7y plus 19. And we've got, from the last section we did last week, expanding the bracket and then simplifying, so you can expand that one to 5y plus 45 equals 7y plus 19. And I'm sure from here you'll be able to work out down here somewhere, after a couple more steps, what y equals. So working out for part A, this one, simplify this to get what width is, and then you can work out what the length is. Then part A, get to what y equals, find the value of y, and part B, is sub in what you get here into one of these. What is the size? Well, if they're equal, then that's all you need to do is sub in what you get for y into 5. That one will be easier. Actually, it doesn't really matter. 5 times whatever y is plus 45 should be the same as 7 times what y is at plus 19. So then you can work out what the size of the angle is. So that's 8b. Okay. Next is this one, just a few steps of working. Let's have a look. We've got Dean's father, Franco. So we've got Dean and we've got Franco. Franco is 5 times Dean's age. Okay, we better put that there. 5 times Dean. Dean is 8 years older than his sister. What's his sister name? Helen. 8 years older than Helen. The sum of their ages is 62. How old is each person? Hint, let Dean's age be X. Oh, okay. So let's get rid of Dean and put x. 5x and x equals that. Okay, so we have, alright, so we're going to do Franco plus Dean, who's x, plus Helen equals the sum of their ages, so I'm going to add them up, equals 62. Now obviously we can't get anything from that, so we're going to have to put x's in for Franco and for Helen. So Franco is 5 times x, so he becomes 5x, 5 times that's Dean, plus, what's Helen? Helen equals, well, we take away 8, x minus 8. Yep, if we rearrange this a bit, take away 8, we got x minus 8. X minus 8 equals 62. 5x plus another x minus 8 equals 62. So first line of working, second line of working, and then you should be able to work out the answer from that. There we go. Thank you.